Alright, I got about 25 minutes to make a video. It's just been something that's on my head. I'm a welder by trade, and I was sitting there listening to a song by Whiskey Myers, Thought You Should Know. And I played it again because I kind of thought about my life and people I've known in my life that drew me to that song, and I kind of wanted to speak on some words that I thought were attracting to my ears, my brain. My truck's not junk, but kind of. I don't know why it's shaking, but I'm gonna take this off here and just talk. Okay. So I'm not gonna make any cuts in this video or anything like that. I'm just gonna kind of talk. I'm not gonna pause it. This is just gonna be raw material. So I'm 21, and I worked at a machine shop. So actually, let's go way back. So my dad, my mom, my two brothers. I'm a middle child, and both my brothers are good. Everything else. So we all kind of have a close-knit bond. Me and my older brother, which were only 10 months apart. We had a close bond together, and we still do to this day. And ever since growing up, my parents, we've had a great life growing up until the age of 14. You know, just normal childhood. I mean, actually, we were more living in the country and stuff like that. So we just kind of did what we wanted to do. Ride four-wheelers, dirt bikes, worked on stuff. I was mainly the mechanic of the house, so I just did stuff outside and whatnot. I've always been hands-on growing up, so I kind of enjoyed it. So my mother, she had a hysterectomy, whatever. You guys probably know what that is. They found cancer inside of her ovaries, and they ended up removing a lot of this stuff in there. I'm going to share some information, and it's just been on my brain, so like this kind of alleviates stuff from my brain talking to you guys, but it's also maybe relating to your life some way, somehow. It's just going to help me on the long run. If you guys want to listen, this is kind of a motivational speak, so to say, because everybody out there, they just kind of got this motivation stuff, and they talk about, you know, get the fuck up in the morning and F this, F that kind of stuff. But who's the real guy? Like, I haven't found anybody besides, you know, like Andy Frisella. He's like real down to earth kind of guy like that too. But, you know, whatever kind of like, I watched Sam Sulek too. He's an up and comer kid guy that started working out. So like, I've been going to the gym since I was 11, but I've been going a lot more because of a lot of stuff I've dealt with in the past, and it's been driving me more to go do it. I will make videos if you guys would like. You know, I'm in decent shape. You know, I like to PR on my lifts and stuff like that. So if you guys don't see any videos on how to lift weights, I've always wanted to become a personal trainer, but I just, you know, I say I don't have time, but that's an excuse. I could do it, but what do I really want to do? That's like mainly why I want to talk about some stuff too that pushed me to be in this point in my life, but it's also something that you guys can relate to your own life. But if you're going through anything like I've gone through in the past, I'm only 21, but I can still speak on some things because not even older people that I've known or talked to go through stuff like this. And I'm not trying to portray my past life, comparing it to others at all. That's not what I'm doing here. I just want to speak of my own life because you know, these videos would help me in the long run. So whether you like it or not, I'm just gonna be honest. So my mom got addicted to pills, so we were never a crackhead family, nothing like that. No, you know, you can become better than that. Like, you don't have to live in that kind of lifestyle. But I'm gonna shut this off. So I was 14 years old. My older brother was 15, and my little brother was 5 or 6. I know we're 6 years younger, so yeah, okay. So we ended up, she was taking medication that they prescribed for hysterectomy. And she always would take her medication when she was supposed to. But the doctor kept prescribing her medication, which you get hooked on the medication. And his pain medication is really strong. You get hooked on it. I mean, I've taken medication for, a foot issue or something like that because, like, I had my truck fall on my foot. I had to take Percocet, which were a low dose Percocet. I've taken one before, and I understand the addiction. Okay, they can be addicting, obviously. Like, I wasn't addicted to them because I've grown up around that, and I've seen what it does to people, and it's awful. So I thought to myself, why would I want to, if I seen my mom like that or somebody close to you, why would you want to go take that initiative and do that too? You are in control of your brain, so you don't have to do it. Okay. So we ended up, my parents had a falling out. My parents divorced. My mom basically turned my dad in for domestic violence, which my dad ended up getting custody of us when I was still 14, maybe almost 15. So I ended up going through 8th grade when my parents divorced. Couldn't see my dad for 6 months. I was living with a friend. Their family members were buying me Christmas gifts on Christmas because I couldn't see my dad or anything like that. My dad ended up getting us Christmas gifts and actually bring them to our grandpa's house, but he couldn't be in close proximity of us. All that. So, I mean, that was kind of a traumatic experience. That other people, deal with stuff like that, but, like, we don't live in a society where we have to struggle to get food, water, and this and that. I mean, obviously, I'm still level-headed, like, hey, there's something I can do about this in my life, okay? There's a lot I could speak on, but that's pretty much the main thing that happened. That was like the start of, a traumatic experience. No parents want to, or no kid wants to go through a divorce of parents, It's all over the place more nowadays than that's ever been, which is very sad. But, even if you take the time to watch this video, I feel like you can get something out of this, Let's see what time it is. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to make any cuts in the video. This is real. And I'm not good at talking either, so bear with me here. I gotta work on this a little bit. Don't vape either. It's bad. Stupid addictions, right? So I want to, help me out through this. So let me go back on what I was talking about. I feel like I got ADHD too. Obviously, something's going on. So, so she ended up living at her parents' house, sold the house, guns and all that my dad had. My dad wasn't able to hunt. My dad's a big hunter, and that's like one thing that drives him. My dad's young brother, his only brother, 21 years old, hung himself over schizophrenia illness. So he's been through some stuff before. Divorced parents, obviously. He went kind of rough growing up a little bit. But my mom, she was, I had a great family and this and everything like that. But the pills were just always there. She was always doing them here and there. You can kind of tell she would nod out or have seizures. It was bad to the point where I would have to drive, 14 years old, drive down the road to my grandma's house saying, hey, my mom's having a seizure. Your daughter's having a seizure, and call the ambulance because I didn't know what to do. It was freaking me out. Time passed a little bit. I ended up failing 8th grade because I wasn't going to school as much because I had no guidance, no self-control. Nobody really guided me. My friends' parents tried to do their best, but there's only so much they can do. So my mom didn't really pay attention to me. I would call off school and she wouldn't really care too much. Not like she didn't care, but like I'd always tell her like I was sick or something, and it was more of a thing like she was caring for me in that way, but didn't really know the consequences that we're going to portray in the future, which happened obviously me failing 8th grade because I didn't go to school. It wasn't because I was dumb. It wasn't because I was stupid. You failed because you didn't show up to school as much. So you got bad grades because you weren't learning the material, okay? So I retook 8th grade. I got through 8th grade, okay? And everything was okay for about 2 years. And then freshman, sophomore year, I started skipping school again. I don't know if it was me because I'm a teenager and whatever. So I ended up getting through that, kind of. I ended up having, my dad got a girlfriend. I had to move up with her without him being there, switching schools, and becoming kind of a different person. But it like threw me a curveball because I had anxiety growing up. Right now it's kind of gone because I've dealt with it in my life, and that's another topic I would talk about. This is all going to be kind of thrown in a mix, but mainly I ended up going to school up there. I started getting heavy into weightlifting and either to battle stuff, whatever. So I was up to school there. I've had a couple girlfriends, heartbreaks, first heartbreak, you kind of go through that, whatever. You're going to go through a lot of trials and stuff like that in life. I don't know if you guys are familiar with God or what your perspective view on life is for that. But I believe in God, down to earth person that believes that there's something beyond here, okay? Going to school up there and whatever, and then my little brother, we were getting a lot closer because it's just me and him up there. My older brother was living with my grandma at the time. He now has his own place. I have my own place. My little brother still lives with my dad now. Everything's good, but in 2021, so I would be a senior, I ended up ending out with 2 OWI, which are basically DUIs, but underage for the state of Michigan. I went to jail both times. The first time I was driving, I wasn't plastered. I wasn't that messed up. I had beer cans on my door. I've dealt with some stuff. I don't know if it was just because of stuff I've dealt with. I'm not blaming that, but being young and dumb, I guess, happens to you. And I'd pay thousands of dollars, bust my butt at work, and nonstop. Always had a smile on my face because I knew it wasn't going to last. I knew those bad times were not going to last. I had to pay thousands of dollars for a lawyer. I've gotten help. The people that have helped me, I would not be here today without them. Okay, my dad is one of them. My boss that I have right now is one of them. And just not happy with myself, not happy with the way I look, not happy with my self-confidence or anything like that. Like, these videos are definitely going to help me out with self-confidence and stuff, because I'm talking to people, and I mean, obviously I'm behind a screen, but I don't even like looking at myself on the screen right now. I don't know why. It's just been in my head like that. I don't know. It's just something I gotta just get over. I mean, it's nothing, doesn't matter. But back to my story. Let me check again real quick. All right, we're good. We got 16 minutes. So my mom I would see her, so on my birthday, that would be my 19th birthday, sorry. It's almost been 3 years now. She was on pills, and I could tell she was driving all over the road, so I ended up pulling her over because I was following her back to my grandparents' house where she was living, because she sold the house. My mom's a great woman. She was never a crackhead. She just dealt with issues, and we'll just talk about it a little bit. But it's been almost 3 years, and I still think about it every day. So she was driving down the road, swerving all over the place. It's like, Mom, what are you doing? She's like in the car, kind of like head heavy and whatever. I'm like, you're on fucking pills again. Like, you're not going to stop. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Deny, no, deny all of it. I'm 19. I'm just looking at her. I'm like, what the heck, Mom? I love you. Like, stop. So a couple days, weeks, months, I don't even remember exactly what it was, but I was actually working right where I'm looking at right now, because I ended up going to this shop right here where my dad works. The company, the owner, I've known my whole life, so it's like, it was kind of a good thing. But I was in there working. It was a Saturday. I got off at noon. I was ready to get off. It was like 10:30, probably 9 o'clock. I was running a mill. I was machining. I was well, it was like mill work. Okay. And I was running, not a horizontal, but I was just, I think it was just, yeah, vertical mill, something like that. Can't remember. And I was standing there, and my phone wasn't next to me, so I couldn't hear my phone ring. So I ended up, the owner's son gave me his phone. He said, "Hey, your dad wants to talk to you. It's something serious, I guess." All right. Like, "Hey, Dad, what's going on?" He's like, "Hey, Adam, I got some really, really, really bad news." I'm like, "Okay, what's the bad news?" Uh, he's like, "Your mom passed away last night, or early this morning." I don't remember exactly. It was either last night or early this morning. They still don't know, but I basically almost dropped the phone. I just stopped the machine. I'm like, "No way, dude. Like, you're lying. This is a prank, dude." And turns out it wasn't. She died at 41, 42. I mean, thinking about it right now, it's kind of upsetting. But, you just got to keep going with life, okay? That's where I'm trying to get to. Life stopped for a minute. My day was screwed up. And all I could think about was where my life is going to take me now, because I lost somebody I really, really cared about. She loved us so much. Me and my two brothers loved us to death. Like, we were her world. Like, that's all she cared about was us. She obviously want to say, she didn't care about you that much because she was doing that, or it's an addiction. I get it. She was sick. It's a sickness. Right now I'm vaping. It's an addiction. Try quitting that and then staying away from it forever. I mean, feel like that's what she did. So a month passed, and kind of in this thought process of what I'm going to do in life, okay? Because I ended up, I think a month after, I thought in my head, I'm like, you know what? This job is paying me $13 an hour. I'm going to get out of this fucking place. God bless Tim, because he taught me a lot, but I want to get out of here. And I looked around, and thank God I had family around me, because, I was already kind of like, had a hard thought process of growing up in my life. And I got a job over here making $16 an hour. Thought, you know what, my mom would want to see me do better. She wouldn't want to see me cry. She wouldn't want to see me doing anything like that. So I moved over here, working here. Everything's going good. And then my grandma, which is my mom's mom, was going downhill. I went to the hospital. I had to make a decision either to keep her or leave her. Let her pass away peacefully. She was the one that I grew up with. That was my grandma. You go over there, that's your grandma you go to hang out with, and that's your freaking grandma. Like, some grandmas love their grandkids differently. Some love them all the same, but she always said she loved us all the same. But behind doors, she was like, "Adam, you're my favorite." So that was kind of something that we've always bonded with. Like, we'd pray. I'd get on her knee holes, like where her knees would indent the floor. I had mine and hers. Like, "Can I pray in your knee spots today?" Like, it was a really tight bond with our family. She ended up, my brother called me. She passed away. Not even 6 months after my mom passed away. Heartbroken. Didn't even know what to say. I'd push her inside the funeral home with a wheelchair to my mom's funeral. It was just, that was pretty hard. House started falling apart. And, you know what? I'm pushing myself through to make it through, okay? I'm not letting anything stop me from rolling through what I got to get through in my life. I'm not letting little stuff, big stuff, anybody stop me from my mission. My mission to accomplish what I want to accomplish. Okay? We have this world. I live in America. Okay? We're all dealing with our own battles. yeah, what I thought is one day, you know, you're gonna die. One day my mom's gonna die. One day my dad's gonna die. You know, my grandpa. The harder stuff you go through, the easier little stuff will get. So what I did at work, I just pushed myself to the limits. The only thing you have to do to make it at work is, yeah, obviously you gotta be, you know, smarts and everything else comes into play. But if you're the hardest working motherfucker at the job, who's gonna get a raise? The guy that sits over in the corner and says on his phone, excuse me. The guy who's on his phone all the time. The guy that's negative. The guy that's not, excuse me. Hang on. Gotta take a drink. The guy that isn't getting shit done, who's you know, entitled to this, entitled to that, or the guy who just really doesn't care, mopes around, you know, who's gonna want to get the raise? If that's what you want to do, okay? Because like right now, I have nothing else going other than my job. I got a lot of other stuff, but I have dreams, okay? I have dreams that I want to become something, you know, whether it's these videos talking to you guys and I'll, you know, just where everything goes, I don't know. But right now I'm kind of lost. I don't want days to go by like they are and literally like look around and think, oh, this is another day. Same day, different, same poop, different scoop, you know, same day, different things. Like, I don't want that. I don't like that. I'm not that kind of person. I can't be complacent in my life. I have to either, you don't want to be a dick about becoming better than the other guy, but don't be a dick about it. Just do it. You know, don't go out there slashing other motherfuckers' throats. Obviously, yeah, do it. That's good. That's aggressive. Go out there and fucking step on other people, but don't be a dick about it is what I'm trying to say. That's kind of a quote from Andy Frisella. If you guys ever listen to him, he's a really good fucking dude. Badass guy. For sure. I need to make videos for working out. That's just like a passion that I have, is working out or talking about stuff like this, because I want to help people. Like, I've helped people around me closely. Some people take it or they don't, you know. I'm 21. I'm trying to make this life for people and myself better, because I really do care. I genuinely care. And there's not a lot of people out there that care. I haven't seen it. They do, but they don't make it easy for my brain to understand, because I don't know. I learn different than other people. Everybody else is different, but like my way of learning is probably, you know, listening to a video 3 times because I didn't pick up on it or something like that. Like, I started getting a lot better. Like, the older you get, the more you'll learn. If you're 16 years old and wondering about what fucking gender you are, that's what we got nowadays, okay? Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, if you're thinking that you're a cat or you're a dog, like, you know, when they're saying the litter boxes in school and shit, like, there's something going on in your head that's a lot different than what I've dealt with growing up, okay? I'm worried about how the fuck I'm gonna get to work because my truck's broke down, or other shit like that you need to, like, actually figure out. Like, if we go to war, which I'm not saying we aren't, or whatever, but are they gonna be able to tote a gun or go over there in a field, hide in a fucking bunker or a ditch and shoot a motherfucker? Like, how are you gonna fight? Like, you don't even know what gender you are. You're gonna go shit in a litter box? What the fuck? Okay, sorry, excuse my language, but I'm just gonna be honest. Like, you become a harder motherfucker because of the shit you've gone through in the past. And I just wanted to bring that up to you guys. Like, nobody, I don't know why, but not a lot of people are gonna speak up on that, or like the past that they've had or grown up with. I'm not comparing, contrasting, nothing like that, because there's people out there that have gone through harder stuff than I have. But like, it didn't stop me from living my life. I didn't want to die. I didn't want to kill myself. There were times that stuff like that pops up in your head. I tried therapy and this and that, but like, do I want somebody fixing myself? Like, that would take the battle out of it for me. Like, even though I really don't think they fix you exactly like that, but like, I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. I don't want nobody to take my thoughts away from me in my battle that I got to get through, because that's an accomplishment over top of my emotions. Like, that's what I'm trying to say here is, like, you can do anything you want in this world. Do you want to be complacent, go to work every day, 9-to-5 job like I'm doing right now? But if you want to go to a 9-to-5 job like I'm doing right now, I'm going to ace that shit. I'm going to become way better than I've ever been. It don't matter what I'm doing, where you're at. If you're a farmer, you're a teacher, become the best. Become the best mechanic. Become the best, chemical fluid maker. I don't know, tire putter on. I don't know exactly what you are or who you are, but if you guys want to hear more videos like this, I have a lot more stories to tell. I have a lot more thoughts to put on this. So just let me know. I'm going to get off here because I got 3 minutes till I walk back into work. I'm going to go in there and bust ass, because, like, I'm going to bust ass whatever I'm doing. It doesn't matter if I'm getting paid hourly, if I'm getting paid by the job, if I'm getting paid by the product. I'm going to ace it, and I'm going to become the best at whatever I'm doing right now. Because I don't think that this is what I want to be doing my whole life. I'm going to be honest with you. This is not what I want to do my whole life. Now, either you make little steps, change it, because you're not just going to change it by the snap of a finger. You're going to change it slowly, okay? That's how it is. Either it's slowly or fast. It doesn't matter. We're all different. It's going to happen different ways, okay? But, all right. I'm going to post this up on YouTube right now. So, I'll see you guys later.